Before we start today's video, check out our merch shop, linked in the description down below. Use code AHSOKA in all caps to get $7 off your order. May the force be with you, and enjoy the vid.
Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's up guys, Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we have a new bit of a tease and maybe explanation even to Ezra Bridger in the Ahsoka show. We're gonna go ahead and hop right on into it. In this video we are going to be taking a read from Comic Book Movie. I'll have their article linked in the description down below. We also have our merch shop up live and running. You can find it in the description down below as well, with some promo codes to get some money off. You may find the perfect holiday gift on there. Go check it out. Anyway, a new tease and a bit of an explanation, as I had mentioned, to Ezra Bridger in the Ahsoka show is something recently revealed by the Ezra Bridger actor within live action and the Ahsoka show, Eman Esfandi. During a recent convention appearance, Ezra Bridger actor Eman Esfandi was asked about the Jedi Knight's eye-catching chainmail armor that he was wearing on this planet or in the other galaxy, Peridea, suggesting that there's maybe a potential mysterious backstory which will be explored one day in the future, propping up things to show more in the future, in the near future of Ezra. Maybe it could be in Skeleton Crew, which is going to be the next big live action and addition to the Mandoverse coming out early of 2024. Ahsoka made good on its promise by finally revealing of what became of Ezra Bridger and Grand Admiral Thrawn, following the events and the finale of Star Wars Rebels. But the show still left fans with more than their fair share of unanswered questions, some even arguably leaving us with more questions than answers. There were some vague allusions to the two enemies going their separate ways once that they had arrived on this planet of Peridea in another galaxy, but there are huge gaps of which the majority are keen to see filled in at some point. Among those is that mystery chainmail worn by the older Ezra during his time stranded in this other galaxy of Peridea. Plenty of fans are convinced that it was just comprised of dog tags taken by stormtroopers actually the Jedi had defeated, thereby explaining why Thrawn's army was, well, dead. Many believe heir to the Empire author Timothy Zahn will be enlisted to fill in some of those gaps with new novels, and while we wait and see on that, Ezra actor Eman Esfandi was recently asked about the chainmail armor during a Los Angeles Comic-Con panel for Ahsoka, by which he came up with a bit of his own answer, but also leaving it open-ended to be elaborated on in future appearances of Ezra in the near future of the Mandoverse. He says that, "I can say nothing else about that chainmail, actually. I can say nothing about it," he bluntly replied with, ending that quote right there. Something must be in the works, and after Diana Lee and Natasso recently confirmed that she was aware of Morgan Elsbeth's past as a Night Sister while shooting The Mandalorian Season 2 actually, where she first made her first appearance, we'd bet on Ahsoka showrunner Dave Filoni having filled Esfandi in on some key details about his character of Ezra Bridger, some maybe of those backstory happenings of what happened in that almost, well, it was about a 5-year gap during the events of the original trilogy. About a 5 to 10 year gap of when Ezra and Thrawn were stranded there on Peridea. There's a lot of things that did go on and that has happened, and on top of that, on the subject of Timothy Zahn being the author of Heir to the Empire and the creator of Thrawn, it did recently come out and say that he would love to continue on with Thrawn and the storytellings in a Star Wars galaxy, of course, wanting to fill in more of maybe what potentially happened on within those events of the original trilogy while Thrawn was away on Peridea with Ezra, although also wanting to explore more with Ahsoka and the rest of the Rebels crew during the events of the original trilogy. Not only is it a perfect area to put in new novels and new books, and comic books of course as well, but maybe even having an animated show kind of telling that story of what went on with the Rebellion and the Star Wars Rebels crew, or the Ghost crew, during the events of the original trilogy, with Ahsoka, Hera, Sabine, and everything else going on during that time frame. There's a lot of interesting things that were kind of brought up in the Ahsoka show, but are left unanswered without any type of backstory. A lot of fans want to see more explored on with what went on with Thrawn and Ezra, of course, on Peridea, but also what went on with Ahsoka and Sabine and those other characters that will still there in the main galaxy, of course, as well. Now, at that same event, actually, Esfandi and Natasha Bordizzo, who plays Sabine Wren in live action in the Ahsoka show, had also taken to reveal that there was a lot of discussion on set about what Ezra and Sabine's reunion would actually be looking like. They say, "It was funny, cause on the day we sort of discussed it," Bordizzo said. She says that, end quote, "We were like, what actually feels right? It's almost such an epic moment and you want to cry and run to that person. But then at the end of the day, you just have to do what comes out naturally," as Sabine and Ezra. They're just old friends who would be like, "Hey, I casually gave up the galaxy to come find you, but hey," ending that quote right there. Eman Esfandi also added, "No questions asked. Say, 'What's up, dude? Thanks for finding me. It was very organic.'" Ending that quote right there. And they really do pull off that embodiment of bringing those animated characters into live action, I do believe, at the same time there as well. That is really like looking like if this was animated, or if this was something that did happen on in the Star Wars Rebels animated show, like honestly, that is exactly how they would respond. And I think that is what makes them such amazing, phenomenal actors, and especially to take on those roles of both Ezra and Sabine respectively. Natasha Bordizzo then also chimed in to say, "It's very Star Wars, the casual nature of something that should be such more serious and big, I think." Ending that quote right there, into the regards of that. Big things like that happen in Star Wars, and I think that the Clone Wars animated show as well as Rebels animated show are prime perfect examples of that. Like, such a big event goes on and the characters are just so casual about it. Same thing kind of happens plenty of times in the prequels. For example, in Revenge of the Sith, when they crash land down General Grievous's Star Cruiser and Obi-Wan's just left with another happy landing. It's just Star Wars nature. Some fans wanted more from this big reunion, but Dave Filoni did decide against spending too much time on that, or the answers he knew fans were waiting on. Still, that's what a second season is for Ahsoka, being a possible potential and something that's been in the discussions, something I feel that we're talking about and covering here on the channel almost every other day. By which, if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button. We're also discussing and covering all types of other Star Wars related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel, so if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. All this being said here, overall in conclusion, it feels that there's more of a story, and maybe that even Eman Esfandi, the Ezra Bridger actor, already knows more of the backstory that went on with his character of Ezra, same way that Morgan Elsbeth, Diana Lee, knew about Morgan Elsbeth in Season 2 of The Mandalorian when she's first being introduced. More of that backstory is something I think that maybe he probably potentially knows, and it's something that they're just waiting for the right time and moment to explore on and explain and give us more of that story in the future. This here all being said, guys, I would love to hear all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. What are you guys looking forward to seeing most with the future of Ezra Bridger and the future of the Star Wars franchise? I would love to hear all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been an official Star Wars. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.